So before we start today's video, I got to show you something. It is just down the road from our house. I don't like giving anybody advice. I really don't care what anybody else does, but I will say this. If you are going to build a house, how steep your driveway is can be very important, especially if you live in an area where they get some snow. So this driveway is for a couple houses being built way up on top. There's a bunch of switchbacks. Look down here at the bottom. Looks like he hit that at 20 mile an hour, at least. So just because you can get a dozer on the side of a hill to cut in a driveway does not mean you're going to end up with a good driveway. So welcome back to Outdoors with the Morgans. We are blowing through the firewood this winter. I just came back down to the woodshed here. Got another bucket full. I'm starting to burn some oak, which lasts much longer than the maple and cherry. Plus it burns hotter. It's a great cold weather wood. But anyway, I just got back from my mom's place. I wanted to scrape her driveway down pretty good because she's getting a delivery of fuel oil for her furnace, and I don't want the guy to get stuck, and I know that if he does get stuck, I'll be the one pulling him out. So I want to get the driveway in the best shape that I could. So I got that taken care of, and I learned something else about this LX 4020 tractor. So far, I am really liking the LX 4020. If you remember, I had one when I had a partnership with Kubota, which I no longer have. I bought this tractor with my own money. But you know what I really like about this tractor is the horsepower, and something that I noticed when I was coming back from my mom's place. And that is, we have some pretty steep hills around here, and I can sail right up them in this tractor in high range. When I had the MX 5400, yes, it was more horsepower, but a much bigger, heavier tractor, and you could not do that. You would have to pull the hills in mid-range, where with this 4020, it just sails up them. I can come up my driveway in high range, doesn't even miss a beat. A lot of tractors you see out there this size, they try to stay underneath the emissions requirement. They're like 25 horsepower, and I'm sure it's plenty of horsepower to get by, but with this 40 horsepower in this one, for things like that I just described, plus the additional PTO horsepower when you're running a tiller or something like that, it is really, really nice. It's a nice size tractor to have that much horsepower in it. All right, so today is another cold and blustery day today. No end in sight on that, but I need to run out for just a bit and pick up some chicken food and some dog food. I think that's about it. When I get back, I'm going to try to cut some firewood. I need to get motivated for that. I always like cutting wood in cold weather. This year, I just haven't been feeling it as much. I think it's because the wind. It's been pretty windy as well. I'm going to take the Super Duty today. I haven't run this in probably in a while. I've been using the Blue Roo mostly, but we're going to blow the cobwebs out of this thing and go pick up some supplies. So before I left the house, I was looking at some pictures and videos and stories on that, on all those wildfires out in California. That is unbelievable. I can't even wrap my head around that kind of thing because I've never experienced anything like that. Here in the East, we don't have wildfires, very seldom. And if we do, they're nothing like the ones they get out there. But it's just crazy. I saw a story last night and again this morning and some video. Some people were trying to evacuate, a whole bunch of people in their cars, and they got in traffic and gridlocked and they weren't able to move. So they got out of their cars and they fled on foot. Well, then they needed to get the road open for first responders, and they were using a D8R dozer to push the cars out of the way to open the road back up. Just a bad situation all the way around. In my opinion, now keep in mind, this is my opinion only, but you always hear about first responders. It's my opinion, maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, but if you ever find yourself in any bad situation, whether it be flooding or a tornado or anything bad, right? Wildfires, man-made, natural stuff, natural disasters. You are the first responder. You know what I mean? Whoever comes after you is the second and third and fourth responders, you know? So whatever you can do to prepare beforehand and whatever actions you take when something goes down, I think that's going to have a huge impact on the outcome. You know what I'm saying? So that's the way I see it. If you're in a bad situation, you are the first responder. Everybody else after that is the second, third, and fourth. saddle down here at the wood yard, cutting a little firewood. I need to move this Ivy seat toad out of the way here. What I'm going to do is but pile up a bunch of red oak right over there. And this stuff's heavy, you know what I mean? Red oak's really heavy. Some of these rounds are, I mean, the biggest one's 20 inches in diameter. I'm going to make a big pile over there over the next day or so, and then we'll downsize all these with the split fire splitter on the excavator. I did this before, it works out pretty good. But like this one right here, that's 125 pound probably. Green red oak. Then what I'll do when I split it, we'll make a big pile right by the split force splitter and split it the rest of the way. I actually got a call the other day, an order from a customer wants a dump trailer load of red oak. I don't know what he's planning on doing with it, but he said it can be green. Doesn't matter. So I guess he's planning on holding on to it for a while. So we'll probably get that out of the wood bunker. I got some stuff in there. It's been cut and split for a few months now. We'll go from there. But I was just looking at the news again. Well, some stories about that California thing. I can't. That's crazy. They said it's like 70, 80 mile an hour wind gusts. We're pretty fortunate where we live. There aren't, knock on wood, but flooding is not a concern where we are at. If our house floods, it's over. You know what I mean? For everybody. Because we're way up on a hill. Tornadoes, on occasion, but pretty rare. Earthquakes, not really a thing here. The more I think about it, it's pretty nice here. No hurricanes. I think the real shocker, though, of 2024 was those people down in North Carolina. I don't think anybody ever expected that could happen, you know? Like Florida, it's horrible when they get a bad hurricane, but everybody always has that in the back of their head down there, that a hurricane is a possibility. This stuff here makes a lot of wood in a hurry, these big rounds. Some of these could have been sawn into, could have been used for saw logs, you know what I mean? But I got so much red oak. Like I've said before, I have more people ask for firewood than I do lumber. That is for sure. Yeah, like I was saying before, I've always thought that about when you hear first responder. You are the first responder, whether you want to be or not. It's just the way it is. What's nice about making this pile like this here is you're not tripping over everything as you cut. This is what you call a good start. It's really getting overcast. I think they're calling for another southern snowstorm Friday to Saturday. We're going to get a little bit, but we've been getting a little bit every day. Just about an inch or two of snow every day. And it's not going to melt anytime soon, that's for sure. Very cold. Like I said the other day, it's shaping up to be an old school winter. Gotta get rid of that. It's not supposed to get dark for about an hour and a half, but Kind of looking that way. Grab a couple more logs there. This is nice in here. The wind did die down a little bit. Actually, quite a bit. It was real windy the last 2 days. I like holding them with the excavator, or just basically keeping them up off the ground. If my chains like last a very, very long time on my saw, and I think it's all from just keeping them out of the dirt. That makes all the difference in the world. That was a little heavier than what I thought. So over in that pile there, I probably have about 10 or 12 more nice red oak logs there. The big pile up by the sawmill, I have probably another 10 or 12 there. But you can see what I do here. I just set them on a log. I can cut them off right there, hold some off the ground with the excavator, whatever. But this doesn't take long at all. And like I said, it makes a lot of wood. You know, this is just a little start right here. I'm going to keep cutting for a while till it gets dark. But this makes a lot of firewood. Good. Premium. Quality firewood. Couple things before we wrap this up. Number one, if you are a subscriber to our channel, double check. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. If you enjoy this type of content, please consider subscribing. Also, sign up for our newsletter. It doesn't cost you a nickel. Just go to our website, outdoorswiththemorgans.com. There will be a pop-up that comes up. You can enter your email, and you will get a newsletter from us, usually once a month. We won't spam you or anything like that. It's kind of a look back, a recap, a look ahead, some behind-the-scenes kind of stuff. My tongue's not working. I'm cold. A lot of family stuff, things like that. So check it out. But I think that's about it for today's video. I appreciate y'all being here, and I will catch you on the next one.